Well, I've been working on this grill. I should have filmed it more, I suppose, but it's starting to come out. But you really got to get this line here out, and it's gone back in a little bit. So what I'm going to do, what I've been doing, Ricky's bolster. Put that there, and you bolt it down with a big hammer there. And that'll kink all this again, and I've got to try and. I did have to heat that up. So I'll probably have to heat it up, kink it back down, get it flat, and then dress this back up nice. I might have to do that hot because it keeps coming back in when I'm straightening this. It's actually shaping out pretty nice. So what I'm going to do now, I've got that fairly close, so I'm going to hit it with this file, go over it and pick up the little lows. I'm going to see if I can polish it, otherwise I'm going to have to get it re-chromed. I'm still not 100% in what this is. I think it's stainless, but it could be some type of cheap chrome. Even though the file, you can see the low spots there. I'm just going to pick them up from the other side. So just put it on this or that piece of 12mm there, plate, and just go over it and pick it all out. That's how you do it. That's how I did it to the other stuff, and that's how I'm doing it to this. I'm looking like it is just a cheap chrome plate job, so we just probably have to get re-chromed. A new one of these is a couple of grand, so it won't cost anywhere near that to get it chromed. It might cost 400 or 500. I won't know until I ask him. For a line where it's low on the other side, that's where I'm going to be tapping it up. That's it, I'm calling it. See on the inside where it's all been repaired. Doesn't really focus that well, this thing, but I think where I've marked it where I wanted to pick up the lows. And these are the tools I use. Nothing else. That's a big dolly I've got. I use this bit of 12mm plate, DA, file, texture, mouldy grips, 4-pound hammer, pick hammer, cross pane, builder's bolster, Ricky's bolster, and trusty chisel, a few bits of sandpaper, plus a linisher. I also linished that. It's actually come out quite good. There's nothing wrong with it now. I'm going to get it chromed. I've decided I could try and sand it and see if it'll polish out, but to me it looks like it's got a thin piece of coat of chrome on it. So it'll be getting chromed. The new one's $2 grand, so we ain't buying that. That's going on it. You'll never know. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. It is looking like it is stainless steel. I didn't sand that at all. I just threw that on the buffing wheel, a bit of compound, and that's just the 120 DA finish. So if I give that a good sand with light paper, go down, I think that'll be fine. It looks like it needs a bit more sanding and stuff in one or two spots. But yeah, I think that'll probably do. We can save a bit of money here and there. You never know in the future, we might get a chrome, but for now, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to, when I get a bit of time, I'm going to sand that all nice. Go down, we'll chase it with, 1200, 800 first, 1200, 2000, the usual thing, and then I'll hit it with that machine over there, the buffing wheel. I think it'll be fine. I can see a little bit of a mark here that I didn't go near that, but the DA will take that out. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. I suppose I'll chuck that on video and show it to you. So we got ourselves a grill. Right, I've rubbed that rubbed it 400, 800. I've gone over it with 1500 on the DA. Then I've got these 1000, 2000, 4000. Right, hit them with that. Now I'm just going to try and clean this crap off here and just polish the whole thing up on that buffing wheel over there. I'm going to call that. Where I've fixed that is the best part of it now. In the future we'll get that re-chromed, but for now There's nothing wrong with that. You put that on the car, it'll look new. But you know, a few bits and pieces in the future will get re-chromed. Like now I'm going to refurbish these and put them on. And like in the future, these rings will get chromed, but for now we'll just polish them up, put them on. I'm going to buff these and put new screws, and we'll see how they look, and I'll fit that to that. That's ready to go on. These things here are a bit dull, so I'm just going to put them on the buff as well, shine them up. I've just painted in behind that with that penetrol stuff. It protects it from rust on the inside, and more than likely that'll be painted silver on the inside. And there's our grill done. Looks good enough, you know, good enough for now. This is the area that was accident damage through here. That was the main bit. And I did find other areas that were shoddy, but that's ready to go on the car. I'd probably give it a few more polishes or whatever, but eventually that will get re-chromed, believe it or not. But it doesn't have to get done now, it'll just get done in the future. When my son's got some spare money, I'd get it re-chromed. But I've said all along, this car's not going to be a concours car. You might think it is, it's not. It's just going to be a car that's going to be getting driven. It's going to be a very nice car, but it's not going to be 100% concours. Anyway, that's that done. It's ready to put on the car. I thought I had some previous footage of this grill before, you know, when the car first turned up. It was one of the first things Matt pulled off it. He did what most people do when they buy a car. They pull stuff off it that's easy to pull off and throw it in a pile. But anyway, when I was fixing the front, I had to actually rough this part out because it was quite bent. And like, I'm fixing the front. I want to, when the time comes to put this on, which is going to be soon, you want to make sure it fits. So yeah, this was probably the worst area here, up along here. It was quite twisted, and this was pushed in. If you go back and look at the film of the front, you can see old accident damage on the inside, not in the actual front panels where you can see it's been fixed, but you can still see the damage on the radio support panel from where that was hit. Anyway, I'm really happy with how it came out, but I've been sick the last couple of days. It's my voice probably a bit more worse than it normally is. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in. Sorry about that. I just thought I had footage of it, but I just don't. It's a shame because it was pretty bad. So, like, I basically had to fix that in 3 stages. So right back at the start when I fixed the front, I spent a couple of hours on that part to make sure that it's actually going to fit. And then I spent an hour or 2 on it since then, and then I worked on it yesterday and today. So I'd say I've got 2 full days in on this part alone. My next video is going to be buffing the car. I'm going to cut it back with 2000 or something like that, whatever, and then just go over it and spend a couple of days buffing it. I've got myself a new toy, if you could call it that. I always have hated buffing. It's out of everything in this trade, buffing's the thing I hate the most. Anyway, I bought myself one of these things. They're lighter than the other ones I've got, and I'm sort of looking forward to giving it a go. New Bigfoot 21. Anyway, thanks for that.